All right, day 3, part 1. I got 3 hours of sleep, which is incredible for me. Got my coffee. I'm ready. What about you, Jason?
I'm pumped, man. Gotta check out B. Myers. Finally make it over to B&T. I mean, I'm just saying. Hey.
Wow. What about you?
I'll be honest, man. That shot show fatigue starting to set. I mean, I've walked so many miles around this floor, but there's just always more to see. So I'm super excited to get out here and keep checking out.
Dude, absolutely. I am looking forward to check out Ferro Concepts with their new ChemLight deployment that breaks it for you, and Tac 11 body armor, 2 pounds, stops at 308. I can't wait to check it out. Yeah. You guys want to do it?
Yeah, let's go, man.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. You know, I had to come by Zastava because Ranko, first off, has been a friend for a while, and Zastava arms are got to be the best production line firearms in the AK market that is available today, right?
I agree with you 100%. I also want to thank Classic Firearms. You've been with us since the beginning. We love to have you every SHOT Show. You make great videos, and you are learning about AKs more and more, so I like that too.
All right, I definitely appreciate that, Ranko. And then we've got a couple new products that we want to cover. First off, the RPK.
Yes, we announced it last year at the SHOT Show, and we were able to bring in the first batch just before end of the new year. So that means Zastava, when we promise something, we will deliver.
100%.
Unless there is the end of the world, then we cannot deliver. But this one came in, first batch sold out immediately. Next one is coming back in March. And we really think this is going to be one of the best-selling Zastava items, because as you can see, it really looks good and performance is unmatched. I mean, your viewers probably know it's built on 1.5mm Boltronium receiver, but the difference is from this point on 21-inch chrome line barrel with the cooling fins, quick detached bipod, flip sights, windage adjustment, and it's done on a European beech wood to kind of match that original look. What we have here is a suppressor, and it's not included with the RPK, but it's already released. It's on the market. It's the lightest and the quietest AK suppressor on the market.
So that is the titanium VOOC suppressor.
That's correct, and it's done with the patented PIP technology. It's a flow-through design that reduces the recoil, minimal blowback, and your groups with using suppressor will get smaller. It makes the rifle more accurate. It's unbelievable, but every single independent reviewer had the same reaction, wow. So that's why we are excited. We invested a lot of time and resources into this, and with a weight of 3.4 ounces with a hub, we can call it one of the lightest, if not the lightest, AK suppressor. And the performance is, I mean, it's rated up to 50,000 rounds with the proper cleaning, and this is going to be something where you say Zastava Arms USA, you'll think AKs and AK suppressors.
That's awesome. Now, I got to give the guys at home a little bit of a teaser. So just before we left to come to SHOT Show, on Friday, we got in our T&E kind of example of the VOOC suppressor. So we were very excited. We haven't been able to really touch it and go it because we were getting ready for the trip, but we are super excited as soon as we get back home to test that out, and we can demonstrate on the channel for you guys the effectiveness and the performance changing ability of the VOOC suppressor. So I'm certainly really excited to see that once we get back to North Carolina.
Please record that reaction when you say wow. I want to see it from you too, because I know I've tested it myself also. I did not believe that it's going to reduce the recoil, increase accuracy. I could not even feel a blowback on all 3 calibers, so 5.56, 7.62 on 308, even on M91 on 7.62 by 54R. Performance is similar, excellent. And then one more new release. And this one we sell direct to the public. It's parts kits. We have them here on the wall. 2 samples. Right now we have AB1 and AB2 parts kits. They come directly from Serbia. They were demilled at the factory, so they are ready to be built. They look awesome, and I invite everyone to go Zastava Arms USA website, and as you know, there's a little buy now button, and there's a company called Classic Firearms also included there.
That's right. You might be able to see that product on our website as well, but again, so the great thing about that is it is not a firearm because it's just a parts kit. So you can buy it, have it shipped directly to you. And, I think that there's tons of people out there who have gotten into building certain types of guns, whether it be like Glock style handguns or AR-15 rifles. It would be fantastic to see a groundswell of people who are getting interested in the idea of buying, to building their own AKs using the parts kits that y'all provide. So I definitely think that is an exciting possibility. Also, if you have a rifle and you want to accessorize it with some really cool Zastava furniture or other things that might come in this parts kit, maybe you have a parts kit that has like the windage adjustable rear sight.
Everything that was included, and these are military grade rifles. They were in the military. They've seen action. When you see trench art on those parts kits, that's art from the trenches. So it will have everything that original Yugo M70 had, and I think the public is going to be very, very happy because parts kits are not always available.
Right.
They come on and off, and we are lucky to have them.
Yeah, and we've seen a drastic reduction in the amount of parts kits that we see on the market. So it becomes a very good opportunity to have you importing these parts kits for people who, that's something that maybe they haven't been able to do in a while because of that lack of availability.
That's why you have Zastava Arms USA. We are eyes and ears for the factory in Serbia. So we listen and then we deliver. With our partners in Serbia, they really appreciate the United States market, and it's the greatest and the biggest market in the world, and we are really happy to make a lot of people happy in the States.
And when you say that you listen and deliver, you certainly deliver, because I have always been 100% supportive of Zastava products. I stand behind my statement when I say that I think it's the best production AK on the market. I personally own a Zastava rifle, and I think that it's one of my top recommendations to anyone who's looking to buy an AK. So, Ranko, I definitely appreciate your time today. Hopefully you guys out there at home take a look into these fantastic new products from Zastava, whether it be the VUC suppressor, the RPK, or the parts kits if you're looking to build or accessorize a rifle you have at home. But Ranko, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now we're at Bergara, and we have Forrest with us.
Yep.
Good to meet you.
How's it going?
What do you guys got new for this year?
So we got a couple new things. So I'll go ahead and show you something in the existing lineup. If you're familiar with our BMR, it's our Bergara Micro Rimfire Action. This one is in 22 long rifle. We also offer it in 22 mag and 17 HMR. But we've done something new for the BMRs for 2025 that we just released a couple weeks ago in the steel and the carbon version. So sticking with the steel, as you'll notice right off the bat, we have a lot heavier contour barrel here than the BMR steel, the regular BMR. This one is a number 6 barrel, and what we actually went after is kind of that base class 22 competition with this setup, and then we've added some more adjustable features to the stock itself too. So you got adjustable length of pull, you got a raised cheek comb, bag rider, more of a vertical style grip, a flatter forend, so all stuff better for competing in that like base class, because it comes in at a great price point right around $700. So in the base class of NRL 22 competition, you're still able to get a good scope with that and be in that base class. It's also threaded half 28 on the suppressor threads there, or muzzle brake, I guess, but not really in this case with the 22. But then we also have the QD flush cut mounts on both sides. So if you want to run a sling,
the other one did not have that.
It did not. So yeah, kind of the side-by-side comparison, you can see they are slightly different. We also added a 30 MOA rail on there. We made that upgrade to basically give you some more distance when you're shooting long range with the 22. And give you more, just more distance out of this rifle. And then very similar to this steel version in the stock is going to be the carbon version. Okay, so the carbon version, obviously a lot more weight savings on the carbon fiber barrel. Same design in the stock here. Again, just an all-around good plinker, hunter, whatever you want to use it for. So if you're just kind of getting into wanting to shoot some steel and shoot some squirrels, this would be a great option for that.
And the carbon fiber just looks cool.
Yes, it absolutely looks cool. So there's that factor as well. And then a lot of those similar features. It also ships with a 10-round and a 5-round magazine, so if you just want to go squirrel hunting and want to run the 5-rounder, you can. And then this one comes in, again, at a great price point, right around $800. So yeah, we're super excited to bring these ones to the market. And then the last thing that we did kind of at the end of 2024 was our barreled actions. So we are now offering our Premier Series barreled actions and actions in several different configurations. This one just happens to be in an MDT Hunt 26 chassis here, this is an awesome setup in itself.
And what's this one chambered in?
So this one's in 7 PRC,
Got it.
and we have a lot of different options depending on what barrel contour you get. Carbon fiber we have the fluted version, we have a number 5, and then we have a heavy barrel like our competition that you can get.
Yeah.
And there's obviously a lot of great stock manufacturers on the market, so it gives you that option to buy that as a complete barreled action, ready to drop in a chassis, or you can just buy the action as well.
Nice.
So
yeah, that thing looks awesome.
Yeah, so no, we're super excited for 2025. We should have hopefully some more stuff dropping throughout the year, but we're really excited for these offerings that we've been able to bring here at the start.
Was there any sneak peeks or any information we can get about that?
Can't give you too much extra info, but
hey, can't hate a guy for asking.
Yeah, stay tuned. Jump on our newsletter to be first to hear about any of that new information, and
Cool.
We'll be hitting you guys with it. So,
All right. Well, hey, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
We are at Ferro Concepts. I've got Jim Foreman here. Dude, great seeing you here again. It's been a long time since I've seen you, right?
I know, like 12 hours.
12 hours, exactly. So, dude, you've got some really cool stuff, obviously Ferro Concepts. Go ahead, tell us all about it.
All right, so obviously most people know our FCPC Ferro Concepts plate carrier, which we got right here. We got a couple new things on this. One of them is our front flap. This is brand new, so it's coming out in hopefully about a month, but we wanted to show it here. We got the standard 3 mag pouch, and then we got the 5-inch bungee that goes in front of it, and you can put anything in it. Right here, they got initiator. You can put whatever. They got a dip can. But the cool thing is that on all our pouches, we have adjustable. Yeah. So you could pull this out, put the Velcro in, and adjust it. So if you need something a little bit taller, hellhound round, whatever it is, you can put that in.
And you know what I like about this, which is cool, and Ryan, I know you're gonna like this too. So a lot of people talk about like, hey, you know, why would you increase your profile, puts a lot of stuff in there, you know, the pistol mags, whatever you do. In this case, if you don't use anything, it retracts back flat.
Yep, exactly. In many cases, I would just take this flap off.
Yeah.
And because it's so tight as it is, you're good to go.
Right. Yeah, as if you don't have a pocket there. It is just fully flush, you're good to go. But if you have an op-specific thing that you need, boom, you've got the option to kind of squeeze something in. Even if you don't use it, right? Yep. If you're doing an operation, whatever you're doing, you find something and need to just tuck it away somewhere, that could help out. Well, really, really cool. What else you got?
So another thing we got is our chem cracker. This is brand new. We did a prototype last SHOT Show, and this is it. So, you know, you have a bundle of chem lights, different colors and all that stuff. This one is, you're using the 1-inch chem lights, like the green, red, blue, but it holds 13. And if you want to mark something, you just come up, crack it, it cracks it, lights it up, and then you can just toss it. So
he cracks it for you.
It cracks it for you, so when it pops in your hand, it's already lit, and you just drop it in the doorway or wherever you need it.
Right, so let me ask you a question. So just in case some people ask, because when you say chem light, we're all very used to those big chem lights that EMTs use, whatever, and these are very small. Why?
Well, so on standard chem lights, are about like 3-inch. We wrap them anyways, tape them up because they're so bright, and you use night vision. Having a bright light in the doorway is kind of blinding, so we like to tape it up as best as we can. So now you got, all you need is just something to identify what you're trying to identify, whether the room's clear or somebody's in it or whatever.
Wow, that is super, super cool. I love that. And that is available right now? All these things available right now?
No, not yet. This should be out in about a month or so, but we want to show them because we're already making them, and they should be out pretty quick.
Very, very cool. And I know you've got this rig right here. If you want to touch base real quick.
Yeah, so most people know our Bison belt.
Yes.
So that belt is not this. This is a climbing harness called the Helix belt. So it is a climbing harness, as you can see right here. And then what we do is we made our Bison belt has now been renamed the Bora belt.
Okay.
So Bora belt, we made a Velcro Bora belt, and you basically encapsulate your climbing harness over the Bora belt.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so now you got your Bora belt over the climbing harness, and you can keep your op gear on your climbing harness. So that just makes it super easy. You have your op gear on your Bora belt. When you're going climbing, you just put it over it, and you're good to go. So usually what people do is they make an op belt, right, and they just add leg straps. And those things are questionable about how good they are rated, and they're definitely not comfortable. So the Helix belt comes with leg straps, the basic belt, and also a chest strap if you need it.
Man, I love it. Ferro Concepts, you guys do really cool stuff, especially, obviously. I respect the company because they have folks like you, man, working here. So, Jim, thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're in the B&T booth, man. I'm supposed to be sitting down here with Nate, but I don't know, man. I'm waiting on him. He said he's got some cool stuff for us to look at, and of course.
Jason.
Oh, first
Jason,
of all,
good to see
brother.
you, bro.
Absolutely, brother. Well,
Yeah.
well, hold on, man.
Thanks for being patient.
Thank you.
Ready to go get some cool stuff. Thank you for waiting.
Okay, all right.
Appreciate you guys for being patient as well. Sometimes with B&T, you gotta wait a little bit, but it's
Okay.
always worth it.
Well, hold on, man.
I'll show you why.
You got some cool stuff. What this bag going on? Like,
Yeah. You know, B&T has always been kind of a brand where we really appreciate being subtle about things.
Okay.
But sometimes you gotta give it a little bit of extra flair.
Okay.
So we'll start here. You ever been James Bond?
Yeah. No.
You want to be?
I want to be.
You want to be.
Oh.
Stainless steel Walther PPK, their threaded barrel extension, our titanium 3D printed 32 ACP suppressor.
First of all, it weighs nothing. I'm just feeling a gun in my hand, but that's phenomenal. I mean, look how small this thing is, man.
We released that at this show. The first time I knew it existed was Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And my immediate thing is that's a Bond gun. Everybody's been walking by it, and I think everybody's missing out. That is one of the coolest things we have at the booth this year.
Wow. So, MGM Studios, if you got me, I mean, I'm just saying, man, I'm right here. I could be Idris. I'm just letting them know.
So that's one cool thing.
Okay.
But the bell of the ball, like that's really cool. It gets better.
But wait, there's more.
This is finally the TP9 Pro.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about this. The TP9, man.
Yeah.
This thing is awesome. I mean, oh, wait a second. We got a lot of bells and whistles on here.
We're gonna go tip to butt as you should.
Okay. Absolutely. Brother, take it away. Take it away.
So same folding stock you're used to. Nothing too crazy there for the SBR.
Okay.
Let's go from here forward. So what we're dealing with on the top is a billet aluminum machined top cover.
Okay.
M-locks at 3 and 9 o'clock now. So for people who want to mount lasers and have them hold 0, you can now do so, right? The part that people look at and they go, what is this? Is the optics setup.
See that? It's kind of funky.
So it's an aim-point acro, the P2.
Right.
It comes with the gun. It's machined so low that if you look at the top of that 1913, it's scalloped out across, right?
For a perfect co-witness.
It's the iron sights.
Wait
Go,
a second.
There's a front sight post built into the very end of the pick,
Yeah, the 10.
and the rear of the pick is your actual rear sight. The gun will also come with an insert to replace the optic.
Okay.
So if you want to run a standard optic setup, maybe you're running the night vision gun and you need something taller, you have the option,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
The thing that I'm probably most excited for it, though, because I may have broken one or two of these, is we finally have a new charging handle system.
Okay.
But what makes it really cool, it's not just a replacement charging handle, it's a complete redesign.
Right, because the last one gets.
Yeah, like an AR. So, so like an APC-9
Okay.
SPC. So now we have a folding, ambidextrous, non-reciprocating charging handle that is so much easier to get to than before.
Okay.
And notice, non-reciprocating.
Right.
Take the mag out, run it all day.
Okay.
For people who've been trying to attach slings to a TP9, previously it was just a little loop of paracord back here. You actually have a QD cup now.
That's good.
Yep.
That's
So
awesome.
somebody wants to get real spicy and try the push-pull method.
Right.
Here, push.
Okay. Use that sling tension and
Exactly.
Yes.
So that is the features up top. We've got a new aluminum magwell as well. But the big thing, and this is what the market has been demanding of us for years, new trigger. It is a titanium serrated flat face trigger.
Okay.
Shaves about 5 pounds off the pull.
All right. And you know what? This gun, first of all, everybody loves the compactness and how small it gets. And of course, it being more of like, in my mind, a PDW style weapon.
yeah.
So, you know, you put this underneath the jack, you could throw it into a bag, obviously. Say it looks like you're going to the meeting that everybody doesn't need to go to. But
I just came to?
Right. You brought this in for our meeting, right? But the trigger.
Keep going. It's still a bullpup trigger, kids. Let's be clear. Reset's better. That's the big one.
Oh, yes. So the travel used to be some of the biggest. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. And I see you guys have hammered that out. That's awesome. And of course, with the controls, is it just me or do the controls feel a little bit more ergonomic?
A little better.
Okay.
So heads up, there will be a retrofit kit So for people who already have a TP9 and want the new hotness, that's available. The only difference, though, is we had to modify the top of the carrier to accommodate the new charging handle.
Okay.
So the retrofit kit will still have the T-style charging handle, but it will be a metal charging handle.
Okay.
And it will have a detent on the top of the charging handle,
Okay.
so it stays in the top of the upper. Because if you had a plastic charging handle
Right.
and a metal top cover,
It's gonna
not
shoot-
going to
it's
work
gonna
out
shave.
real well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you'll have that available. This is going to be a limited run.
Okay.
Right? The gun comes as you see it in a custom foam cut carry case, BT on the top of it. You get 2 magazines. You also get a really cool auto knife with it.
Oh, okay.
If you look in the top here, right where the charging handle is, you can see a little bit of colored material. It's kind of yellow.
Right.
It's a space age polymer designed to deal with really high temp
Okay.
and designed to deal with a lot of friction because that's essentially where your bolt's running.
Right.
The side of the knife is made of the same material.
That's pretty cool. That's space age stuff going on.
So there's all kinds of cool little homages and features on that gun where it will be a complete package, limited number of units. They are already pre-sold to dealers is my understanding.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been insanely popular. Like I said, Bell of the Ball. So that's the TP9 Pro.
That's awesome, brother.
Yeah, man.
The little pocket rock or pocket pistol PDW style thing. I mean, that's
Oh, you can say pocket rocket. It's fine.
Okay. So there's some other stuff going on. I mean, like this right here in front of me. First of all, an AR platform
From B&T.
from B&T, which I've never heard of. Like,
So we have teased the BT-15 for years. It has been a labor of love to finally make this happen.
Okay.
And we are partnering with Geisley to create this rifle.
okay, so right there off the gate, synonymous with precision, craftsmanship,
Yep.
and just being a hard use duty type deal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. And the best part is, for me as a gun guy,
Yeah.
SHOT Show 25, Geisley's booth is right across from us. We have had their engineers coming over all the time. Their supply chain guys saying,
Okay.
I worked on this gun, I've never actually seen it, and they're so excited just to handle it and see what it's become.
That's what's up. And
Yeah, man.
I mean, look at this. The rail, I mean, titanium, right? And also 3D printed.
Yes.
Okay.
So, the gun itself is unique in that, one, we have our muzzle device on it. We call it the Assaulter. That's the open time version. What makes it a little different, it's neutrally timed on the ports.
Okay.
So normally these are designed by Surefire where they're timed for right-handed shooters
Right.
and lefties have to twist them a little more.
Right.
This one will be straight up and down.
Okay, so you're good across the board.
Exactly.
Okay. That's
Yep.
awesome.
It'll come in 2 variations for the barrel length, either a 16-inch with an intermediate gas length,
Ooh, okay.
okay, or the 11.5-inch with a normal carbine.
All right.
Cold hammer forged barrel from Geisley, precision reliability that Geisley's known for. Our handguard, there's going to be 2 versions of the guns. There's going to be one with the Geisley Mark 8 handguard. That's essentially a replica of a gun being issued to a team that does good things let's call it that.
The URGI you can't get. For sure.
I'm sorry about. And then the enhanced version is going to have this titanium 3D printed handguard.
Okay.
You've got QD cups that are built into the top of it.
That's awesome.
Right? Personal opinion, right? I don't use slings much anymore for anything other than retention. Like, I'm not looping a sling around my hand for stability. So I like my QD cups further back on the handguard because that also allows me to control the muzzle
Correct.
without having to wrap around the sling or get out of it. As we keep coming back, it's their nano bolt carrier group.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to get tens of thousands of rounds to that carrier before you're going to have any issues with the coating. You will go through barrels before you have issues with the coating on that carrier.
Wow.
So we spared no expense on this gun.
I see that.
Yep.
I mean, what's going on? I mean,
Yep. Geisley's maritime controls,
good.
right? Ambi safety. It's a 90-degree throw. Super dynamic combat trigger, so the SDC trigger. We are introducing the new B&T pistol grip.
Yeah, it looks funky. It's like a mixture between what you guys have on your current products, but then refined for an AR platform.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then as you keep coming back, 6-position buffer or extension, airborne charging handle.
That's awesome.
It's a super cool gun. I'm super excited, and it is light.
Wow, it is. And I felt this right when I got to the table.
Yeah.
I had to say it. But adjustable gas?
It's going to be fixed.
Fixed, okay.
Yep. But we're going to get to adjustable gas in a second.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll get you there.
All right.
So this is the gun that we also teased a few years ago that I've been waiting on real hard
Okay.
because I think for the U.S. commercial market, this has got some teeth.
Bring it up.
This is the SPC 223. So we took this to range day.
Right.
I want to say 5,000, 6,000 rounds through one gun. I mean, we were cranking on these. And they were suppressed the entire time with the new cans, which we'll talk about here in a second.
Okay.
You guys might have seen them already. You shot it. Yeah.
I shot it.
Yeah, you did. So what's cool about this gun is normally the APC 223 for a lot of folks is a little on the expensive side, right? Let's be honest. It's a great gun,
It is.
but it's a little pricey.
It's a tac driver, but justifiably that way.
Exactly. This is still a tac driver with a 12.1-inch barrel. However, it is going to be hundreds of dollars cheaper than an APC 223. So like the SPC 9 is kind of a little bit of a step down from the APC 9.
Right.
We're doing the same thing with the 223.
That's awesome.
Right? So as we keep coming back, 12.1-inch cold hammer forged barrel, the new Assaulter open tine, right? So we're seeing that already. It still uses the same lowers as you find with B&T 223s.
Fully ambi.
Fully ambi.
Yeah.
I tried the Elfman trigger on it at range day, and it absolutely works.
Okay.
So if you want to get a nicer trigger for it, it's absolutely an option.
Okay.
Has our pistol grip, 6-position receiver extension, still a hydraulic buffer system.
Okay.
So when you shot it, how did it feel?
First of all, it stayed right there in the shoulder. The dot was not moving at all. It was just a slight, maybe 2-degree bounce.
A little up and down.
Yes,
yep, a little up and down. All right. Now we're going to the T charging handle on this instead of the charging handle up front on the APC.
Okay.
For a lot of guys, the manual of arms is a challenge.
Right.
You got to redo how I do things. Now you don't.
Right.
I will say for the U.S. commercial market, I think this gun is really going to take off because it gives you a lot of what you find in the APC series at a lower price point that's a little easier to digest.
Absolutely, and it seems like you guys are just hitting every tier. We're striking gold wherever we get. If you guys don't want to spend that much, you've got this. If you guys want to jump up and get the real tune going on, you got that, and then APC 223 full one, got it going on.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right.
So speaking of the suppressors, right?
Oh, right.
These are the couple things that you actually got to fire yesterday or Monday. Excuse me.
Monday. Oh God, we're blending in. Days are all coming together.
All right, so this is the Print XH.
Okay.
So the H in this stands for hybrid.
Okay.
I found out about these months ago, and it has been the biggest struggle to not eat my own tongue to not talk about them.
Okay.
All right. So what makes them a hybrid is when you have suppressors, especially titanium ones, 3D printed or even machined ones, they tend to spark.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It looks like a Roman candle, especially on the brand new ones. Some of them burnish like ours do over time. They don't spark as less, but it still happens every once in a while, right? But titanium is lightweight. It heats up faster, but it also cools faster, trade-off.
Yep.
It doesn't do well with extended heat, though, right? If you keep it really hot for a long time, it starts to degrade. 718 Inconel, it's heavier. It does amazing with heat, right? It heats up slower, but it kind of holds its heat. SpaceX uses 718 Inconel on thrust nozzles for the rockets. So if that doesn't tell you about space-age materials, right? And then stainless steel is a known quantity for being really durable in the market. This can is 100% 3D titanium printed body, a 718 Inconel blast baffle, and a stainless steel end cap.
Wow. And of course, open hub design, but you guys rocking your Rotex connector on there for Surefire or your muzzle device.
It's still compatible with Surefire muzzle devices, yes. Also compatible with ours. We do have some more muzzle devices coming as well. We'll talk about that here in a bit. The wild part, no sparking. We had a dealer, that took a Daniel Defense M4 Wrist 2, okay, 14.5 inch.
Okay.
They put almost 600 rounds to that gun, cyclic, off a bipod, filmed all of it. The gas tube went spaghetti. The barrel drooped. Can survived.
I feel like we might need to link up with our buddy Golden Web and maybe do that for a meltdown. I think.
Know a guy.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Just maybe.
All right.
Just maybe.
All right.
So the SC or the subcompact, 9 ounces. All of our cans are full auto rated with no barrel length restrictions. However, I will tell you this is best on a 14.5 inch 13.9. You're going to get the most performance out of it. Can you put on something shorter? Sure.
Is it quiet? Nah.
Not ideal, right? This is going to be best on 11.5 inch or longer.
Okay.
Again, you can go shorter with it, but temper your expectations, maybe is a good way to put it.
But again, with this, I'm seeing these slits up front.
Reduce back pressure. You got it. Everything we're doing these days is reduce back pressure. In fact, we've actually pared down our major suppressor line significantly because we went to Silencer Summit and you can actually find the data on it online right now on the Print XH. I had to keep it quiet that long. The data's there. It performs so well even compared to the sealed Rotex cans that it's anywhere between a 2 and 3 decibel difference. So we looked at it and we went, okay, what's the downside of putting a reduced back pressure can on anything else? Even a bolt gun? Nothing. right? So why not just go to these instead? And that's the direction we're headed.
And it makes sense.
Yep.
Especially for operators in harm's way, taking down all those chemicals in enclosed spaces. You don't have to breathe it. Less claims after action stuff. I mean, I understand that you guys are really looking out. First of all, leading the industry in the market towards that, but also delivering on for what true folks need.
Absolutely. And one of the things I'm proud of, and we're proud of at B&T, we make firearms, suppressors, and tools for the end user.
Yes.
But we will sell everything to the commercial market.
Most companies don't do that.
Most, I don't know who that could be. Right? Hand me that last one, would you?
Yeah, man.
This is also a can that I learned about not too long ago, but it's also one of the most exciting cans here.
Okay.
This is the Verse 36. Okay. 36 means 36 caliber.
Okay, so we got some versatility in there.
This is our first multi-caliber, modular, titanium, reduced back pressure suppressor.
That's a skew mouthful for sure.
Yes, it is. I had to like slow myself down on that. Where it's like, okay, I got all the points. We're good.
Right.
So, as you look at the end cap, you can see the vents.
Yes.
Now, if you notice, the vents are actually cut a little differently. Here, kind of straight. Here, they're angled.
So is it creating like this spiral type
So
of-
when we take this apart, if you want to go to the shorter length, by the way, all you have to do is unscrew that end cap.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward. It does come with the tool, or you can use pretty much standard tools to do it.
Okay.
So taking a look at that baffle, that's not what you traditionally see.
No.
And again, using additive manufacturing, direct metal laser sintering, it gives you the ability to create shapes that you just can't create otherwise.
Absolutely.
This is a fascinating can.
It looks to be. I mean,
I'm so excited. I haven't shot it yet. I'm so excited to do so.
looks like ninja stars. I'm digging it.
So the Verse 36 is going to be a really interesting offering, and I think especially for first-time buyers,
Right.
that's an amazing option.
Gets them in the game, gets them
Yes.
comfortable. You can use it on pretty much anything.
Yep.
And then when you really want to get specialized, because I do believe in you buy a can specifically for what you're shooting. There are many different uses, but if you want to get the maximum out of everything, specify your can.
Exactly. In fact, rumor has it, and I have yet to confirm it myself, but if you go to the short configuration of this with the end cap, you can fire it on a John Moses Browning unlocking action pistol without a booster.
Wait,
So
with
you
this
might have-
length?
So I know a guy who might want to test that.
I'm just saying. Yes, 100%.
So that's some of the new offerings. That's not
Right.
even everything, but that's the wave tops of some of the really cool stuff we're bringing this year.
Nate, oh my God. I feel like, you know what, with all of this, and especially at SHOT Show, us traveling here, I feel like we need to make a trip, or I just love traveling so much. I feel like we need to come see you guys.
What kind of chocolate do you like?
Lindor truffles are cool.
That's a good choice. I think we're gonna have to maybe find you some. I think I know where to go
Switzerland it is.
next time.
We'll see. Well, guys, of course, Nate, first of all, brother, thank you so much. Big Nate Dog over here, man. Breaking it down for us at B&T, guys. You have seen pretty much all of it. You guys are always coming out with new stuff, but there's plenty of other new stuff as well. But these are some highlights here, and we had to stop and take all of this in, brother. Appreciate you so much for having us. And
Always good to see you.
always good, brother. And of course, continue to check out our SHOT Show Day 3, Part 1 coverage. We're in it, guys. Thanks.
All right, guys, we're here at SIG, and of course, I've got Chris here to talk about a couple brand new products for us. How's it going, Chris?
Great.
Fantastic. So we've got a couple of handguns, but also an optic right here.
Yeah.
All right. So what can you tell me about the new optic offering?
Yeah, so really the optic that we're kind of looking at here is called the AT AMR. So some people might be familiar with the AT. Super robust red dot, great night vision performance. We got a lot of feedback from some of our end users. So we could try to address some of those complaints that they had. So what we were able to do is drop the weight by 30% off of the current AT while even enlarging the window. So
Okay.
like somehow we were able to do that. That's some crazy
Make something
engineers.
bigger, way less.
Yeah, so we were able to do that. It comes with a bunch of accessories. It comes with, glass lenses to protect it. It's got a kill flash, so it all comes with this package. And what's really cool is how it talks to the magnifier.
Okay.
So if you want to look through this, you'll be able to kind of describe, and maybe we'll show off exactly you're looking through.
Yeah, okay, so we've got a circular reticle with kind of hash marks at 12, 3, 6, and 9, and just a dot in the middle.
Yep. Okay, so let's, I'll help you.
All right.
Now, when you flip the magnifier, and we'll get some B-roll to show this off.
That's really cool. So now we have a vertical line reticle of 4 red dots.
Yep. So
So
basically BDC dots.
Yeah.
So what's cool is this red dot has 4 different reticle options. You've got a BDC dot, you've got just a dot, you've got a circle dot, as well as a circle dot with BDC holes.
Okay.
What's cool about that is that this red dot senses when there's a magnifier behind it and can change that, so it'll save whatever setting that you want with the magnifier. So this one we have it set for BDC. You can change the reticle so it's more applicable to long range engagements, and then you can have a super bright circle dot for close in work.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. So not only is it a programmable reticle, but it's a programmable reticle that can sense whether or not you're kind of shooting near or far.
Yep.
And that's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen any red dot that communicated with the magnifier. Like they're just kind of always separate pieces.
And it's not just the reticle. You can save the brightness as well. Mm-hmm. So like I have this kind of set up so it's a super bright circle dot, and then a little bit more of a dimmer BDC, so I get a really nice precise hold.
Yeah, so you're not washing out kind of the target when it's further away.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man. And then what kind of battery life are we looking at?
So I think this was, and you would have to ask some of the optics guys, but I believe it was around 100,000 hours.
Awesome.
But I could be slightly off on that.
Okay, and is that manual wake only, or is there like a shake awake? Or
so yeah, it does have that MOTAC is what we call, so the motion activation. So it does retain all those features to save the battery.
That's awesome, yeah, because obviously one of the worst things is when you forget to turn off a red dot, you put it in the range bag.
Yep.
Next time you pull it out, dead. So it's awesome to see that there's kind of some battery saving features and that it's got a really respectable battery life. I always think it's amazing when people can tell me that something's going to run for like 100,000 hours.
Yeah.
Like obviously that depends on brightness settings and things like that, but I mean that seems like a really kind of high performance level that you're getting out of this. Fantastic. Now, is the magnifier on here new, or is that just?
Really what's special about the magnifier is the mount. So this is still compatible with any of our other magnifiers. The one we happen to have is a 3 power magnifier, but we have magnifiers that go all the way up to 6 power. Sure. And as long as you have this newer mount, it's able to essentially communicate with the red dot.
So it's acting like a switch. It's like if it's closed, it knows the magnifier's in place. I got you.
Yeah, it'll sense, and you can even rotate it 180 depending on left or right-handed or whatever you want. So it's got the magnet on both sides, so it's still able to sense it regardless of which way you decide to flip it.
That's awesome. All right, so guys, here is that new red dot offering from Sig. I mean, that's fantastic. I really enjoy all of those cool new features, and again, the fact that it's even lighter than the previous model is fantastic. Now, there were some really cool handguns behind us.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to touch on some of those. So first off, I love the topographical map finish on this pistol. What do you want to talk to me about this?
Yeah, so this is kind of the second iteration of our indoor series. So we kind of designed this specifically for like the outdoor people, that specifically kind of, since it's 10 mil, the bear defense aspect. So we kind of went really aggressive with the texture. That's something that as soon as people grab it, we kind of thought, if your hands are coveting in fish guts or, other guts, you want to make sure that you have a really firm grip in any kind of environment.
Blood,
situation.
mud, sweat.
Exactly. So we did a lot of work to make sure that this was super aggressive. And then this one is the comp version. So you have a slightly shorter slide than our current X10. It's a 5-inch gun. This one's got a shorter slide, but also has a compensator that helps kind of obviously mute some of that 10 mil recoil. So just a nice compact package when you're out in the backcountry. And obviously you've got a really cool little topographic pattern based on being in the outdoors.
Yeah, and guys, I'm telling you, like, obviously this stippling has a very distinctive look to it. It's almost like you've got a whole mount range in your hand.
Exactly.
And then it is super secure. Like when you feel it, you were telling me something interesting about it's not always about removing material. Sometimes it's about raising the material.
Well, yeah, it's more of the way I would kind of describe it is when you remove material. If you do a little bit, I like to say it kind of creates a valley. So what we wanted to do is remove so much material that essentially what you have left is raised mountain peaks, essentially. So that's actually what allows you to kind of get that really firm grip.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, again, guys, obviously a visual medium, we're not going to be able to tell you exactly how it feels, but this is a very, and not like aggressive in like sometimes stippling can feel very sharp.
Yeah,
like
you don't want any like super raised areas where it can kind of feel like rough. The one thing we wanted to make sure is that it wasn't so rough that like if you have this against clothing, whether it's like a Gore-Tex jacket or you don't want it so that it's like starting to tear up some of your gear. So it's still super grippy, but it's not going to because we have like some other kind of sandpaper-ish textures that'll just start wearing away at your outerwear that you really don't want when you're out there.
Now, that kind of brings us to the, obviously it is like a grip tape and it is a little bit kind of more sandpaper-y.
Yes.
But again, that is definitely a very secure grip. Now, you were talking to me about some of the features on this line.
Yeah, so we have a couple of new products on this particular gun right now. So this pistol is the Max Duty, the 320 Max Duty. So a little bit of the backstory, Max Michel does a lot of training with law enforcement officers, kind of his way to give back to that community, make sure that they're as proficient as possible as firearms users. And often he would just ask like, hey guys, like what do you want to shoot? Like I've got all this stuff, like let's build you something. And what all of these guys consistently are kind of picking this combination. So what we have on top is a compensated slide as seen on the 320 Egg-Shoe Legion, and then a polymer grip. The polymer grip obviously makes it a little bit lighter, so if it's always in the holster, it's not weighing you down with some of the other metal grips. But it also has a Springer mag release, kind of coming from that competition world, like being able to very easily change that mag without having to rotate the grip. This is something that's really nice depending on your hand size. It means that you're always able to get that mag release. We also put in our trigger from the SXG, so want to have a good performance trigger, in certain situations when you got to take a really precise shot. Having good trigger is extremely important. And then like we talked about the grip. So this grip is something that Hogue comes with the package. Hogue was able to kind of figure out some crazy adhesive magic. Most grips that I've seen in the marketplace will kind of start peeling off after a while. But this you actually use like a blow dryer or a heat gun, and it actually like really makes the glue adhere to the grip itself. And I had a hard time taking this off even with a knife. So I would say it's almost permanently on there now. So.
Absolutely. Now the trigger, is it a adjustable trigger for the end user or?
No, this is a fixed trigger, but it is like our kind of highest performing 320 trigger.
Awesome. Certainly, again, I was manipulating this pistol a little bit before we started filming, and it is a phenomenal feeling trigger. There's a definitive wall right there, and then it's got a little creep backwards. So it feels great. Like it's not a very heavy trigger, and I would say probably like 3.5 pounds. Yeah. So it's not the most precision trigger I think I've ever felt, but it definitely feels like a really nice trigger.
A really good trigger for like kind of duty use.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Not too light, not too heavy. That Goldilocks.
For a lot of applications, you kind of need to avoid something that's super super light, right?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, this is a fantastic package, and again, I think it's got a combination of features.
Right.
A lot of people are going to enjoy. With the comped barrel and the very kind of a more aggressive texture to the grip, certainly something that's going to keep your hand on it. You've got the red dot cut there in the slide, so I can certainly imagine that there's a reason why so many people ask for this combination of features.
Yeah, it's honestly actually it's one that I've used in a couple different areas, like using it for tactical games and stuff like that. It's basically the same combination of gun parts that I use for that particular application. So
awesome. Well, Chris, I appreciate you showing us these couple new handguns as well as the optic. I think the optic, like that ability to communicate with knowing if the magnifier is engaged or not, that's like really a interesting concept. I don't think there's anything I've ever seen that was quite like that, and it really makes you start thinking maybe there's ways that we can have our accessories integrate with each other better than just with the platform itself. But again, I thank you for your time here today, and I hope you have a great rest of your show, sir.
Yeah. Now we're at the Trijicon booth. I have Mr.
John Fink.
John here, and he's going to tell us about what they have new.
Yeah, Thanks, Brandon. Good to see you. Appreciate you dropping by.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, one of the new optics we have for this year in our Ascent family is a 1:6 by 24. We've had a 1:4 by 24. We had a 3:12. So this kind of fills that gap in magnification in between those two. So certainly, falls in the category of an LPVO, but in a 1:6 magnification. So true 1 power on the low end, 6 power on the upper end when you need just a little bit more magnification. MOA-based reticle, so your major tick marks coming down, 5 MOA per tick. But new in the Ascent line for this year, top quality glass, adjusters, everything's top quality here. Does not offer any illumination, which helps us keep costs down, making it more affordable.
That was actually going to be my question.
Absolutely. So, fantastic offering here in a new offering for an LPVO.
And do we have an MSRP for it?
MSRP on this is $795.
Okay.
But that's MSRP. Real street retails will be well below that.
Sure, yeah.
Yep. So then going up in more magnification, but staying with the Ascent line, is our 4:16 by 50. Okay, so this gives us more magnification than we've had in that family. It's not a new magnification range for Trijicon, but within this family it is.
That's fair.
Okay, as well as having a 50 millimeter objective, for super bright, clear, low light sight picture, 50 millimeter objective can offer. Also has side adjust parallax on it, adjustable from 10 meters out to infinity. So really, versatile, higher end scope offering there in the Ascent line.
And now, I'm assuming that one's more expensive?
It's going to fall right in there as well, but MSRP on this one, right at $900.
Got it.
So,
and now,
going into our reflex category, okay, we have our MRO HD Patrol. So we've had the MRO HD, so now the Patrol. So really one that, while available to the civilian commercial market, really, targeting law enforcement or maybe even military applications. Comes with our anti-reflection device on the front, flip caps, and then you do have the flip to side 3x magnifier on this.
And the anti-flash is not a add-on. That's actually something that comes with it?
It absolutely comes with it. Yep, that's exactly right. So, complete package here. The MRO HD, you can toggle here on the brightness knob through just a red dot or a circle dot type reticle. So it gives you some options there as well. As a combo, you can buy the magnifier separate, but as a complete combo, everything you see here, MSRP, you're going to be in that $1,200–1,300 range.
Very nice, very nice.
So, yeah, just some of the new offerings that we have here at Trijicon this year.
I do appreciate your time, and it was good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Good to meet you.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, here we are at Ferro Concepts booth, but with Tac 11 body armors. And I got Justin here. Justin, thanks for having us, man.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Glad to see you.
Absolutely. So you've got some really cool technology in your hand that you build, but tell us about Tac 11 first, and tell us about some body armor stuff, and then let's get to it.
Yeah, I mean, Tac 11, we're not well known in the consumer base. We've done a lot of professional builds, custom builds for teams that may or may not exist type things. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but doing that type of work for those type of people has been just an amazing venture for us. So Tac 11 started when I wanted to leave another company I was vice president of, because once I made vice president of that company, I was finally let in on how things were actually being procured, and I wasn't comfortable with that. Being made in certain areas of the world is not what I wanted on my friends. And that's who I was, helping push the product to. And I was like, well, how do we do this the right way? And that's when I started Tac 11.
Yeah, I remember you and I were talking a little bit ago, and you were just telling me about there's a lot of different body armors out there just made in somewhere else, whatever, and they do their thing, but you were so focused on made in USA, made in here, with American technology, which is you. I really respected that. So tell us more about that, and what did you do?
Yeah, so in the industry, there's certain companies that provide the products that most of us use, and there's ways that we can manipulate those products during the processing and stuff to kind of squeeze more performance out of them, and maybe some other materials that we can incorporate in that build to help the back face signature performance be even less. So for example, this one's one of our newest models, and it's right at 0.85 inch thick, 2.2 pounds, and it's a standalone what used to be level 3.
Guys,
RF1.
this weighs, 2.2 pounds, nothing. And you're gonna tell us what calibers this thing stops pretty much, but this is incredible. I mean, thickness is actually not, one of those like super thick ones, like 1 inch or 1.2 inch, whatever.
And that's kind of your run-of-the-mill NIJ, what people would call certified. But one of our main efforts too is to educate the customer or the client on correct verbiage. And there's a lot of blogs that we've written and stuff on our website that people can check out and kind of be more educated instead of just going out there and saying verbiage that you've been programmed to say.
Got you.
Yeah.
So this thing weighs 2.2 pounds and like 0.8 inch in thickness.
That's right.
And this thing stops up to what?
So this is tested as the new NIJ standard, which is an 0101.07 RF1. So what used to be was the level 3, where you test with M80 762 by 51. So 308 round, that's right. And then what they've added for the new standard was that, but also the M193 556, and then the mild steel core Type 56 AK
by 30.
round.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. So 2.2 pounds, and this thing stops at 308.
Yes,
incredible.
With the back face signature well under the required 44 millimeters or less. So about 10 millimeters less than that, consistently.
That is crazy. So back face deformation is very important. A round can be stopped by a body armor, but if you're down with a bunch of broken bones or even like some trauma,
it can still take you out of the fight. That's
exactly.
right.
So this is really cool. And these are available because I know you've got some super high-end stuff that's for some agencies, may exist or not, teams may exist or not. I know that. But for this one specifically, is this available for consumers?
It is. So anything on our website is available to consumers. Not sure why that particular group wanted their plates on the website, but they told me to put it there. Okay. But these will probably soon be offered on Ferro's website. Right now they're offering a couple of our models. And so if those interest you, you can get those on Ferro's website. If there are other models that we still build that aren't there, you're more than welcome to come directly to us.
Perfect. Well, Justin, thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Kanye.
Guys, check out Tac 11. This is an incredible technology. I absolutely love this, and I will be running this for sure.
100%.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'm at OA Defense, and I've got Nate with me. How are you doing, Nate?
Doing well. 100%.
Awesome. And we've got some really impressive-looking pistols here on the table. Why don't you tell me a little bit about, let's start here.
All right, so here we are, OA Defense. We make the 2311. This is our third year at SHOT Show. For those of you that might have been following our story, we came in 2023 and basically had prototypes, right?
Okay.
They worked on the range, everything went well, but we had to spend a lot of time, 2 years in fact, to start R&D and complete our engineering process for what we had in 2023, which we're calling the 2311 Pro Elite. This 2311 features everything you would find on our Compact Pro series and our full-size Pro, meaning we've got ported barrel V2, we've got some cuts in the slide, some lightning cuts, some serrations, some windows, a finely tuned trigger, roughly 3.5 pounds, but now we have an aluminum grip.
Okay.
All right, this is what we set out to do, so here it is in the flesh.
I mean, that's fantastic, and it looks like I'm sorry if I didn't just catch it, but it looks like there is ports in the barrel in addition to the cuts in the slide there.
Yes, sir. So we have the ports here, V2 porting. It comes out at roughly 45 degrees off each side to stay out of your line of sight. We can offer the Pro package without the ported barrel, so you can keep the cool, the lightning cuts, kind of help with your slide, your recoil management, but maybe you don't want the ports, maybe it's for your job or something, so we can get rid of those and put a standard barrel in this.
Awesome, yeah, and now it looks like where you have your optics plate mount replaces the rear sight. So is there a mount that has a rear sight available for that?
Yes, sir. So all of our 2311s are going to continue to ship with an iron sight plate on them, and we're going to include 3 more optics plates. All right, this is going to cover 60% of the usual suspects. In all these plates, this is one of them, are going to include a backup iron sight integrated on the forward side, the objective side of the optic. Gives you a little bit of protection, but also allows you to co-witness with the front sight to whatever level you desire. We send 3 extra, 1 front sight post plus 2 in the bag of various heights, so you can actually select which one you want to install depending on what optic you select to use. Some of the larger optics, like on here we have the Vortex Defender XL, and you'd see it with our SRO and our Acro, you're going to start to lose or at least tweak the amount of backup iron sight we can provide just due to the size of the optic itself.
Yeah, that makes total sense. One thing I kind of like about that the rear sight on this optic plate is that it's also providing somewhat of a shield for kind of your exhausted gases coming out of the ejection port.
It is. You know, we have a lot of people now that, you know, like to rack from the optic itself. You have the piece of suspended brass, you know, ejecting out, and, you know, sometimes it's not as predictable as it could be.
Right.
And sometimes you see people rack things off of, you know, hard surfaces or vehicles, and sometimes that's necessary. So it does offer you a little protection there for that glass on your RDS.
Yeah, like, you know, if you had a limb compromised for some reason, you know, you were injured, you've seen, I'm sure, plenty of opportunities where like people will use their belt loop or like a table or something, trying to get back, you know, engaged in that fight. So it's great that, you know, you're protecting the optic from damage, as well as, like you said, maybe the brass comes further back than you expected.
Yes.
I think the 2311 looks like a phenomenal platform. In fact, I think that, you know, we see kind of more and more competition shooters gravitating toward this specific style of firearm.
We do, yeah. That hammer fired, you know, kind of steering more towards the hammer fired. And of course, the Series 70 1911 trigger group, you know, that's one of the best. Gives you that nice straight pull, getting away from that hinge system.
Awesome. Now we have another one over here. What is different about this one over here?
So this one's different in color only.
Okay.
All right. So this is what we call the high desert black. Any of our high deserts, that's what you're going to kind of think of in an FDE version. So we call it the high desert because we make our guns up in Dayton, Nevada. So there's nothing but desert and sagebrush.
Yeah.
So the high desert black and the high desert sage. The sage is a throwback to all that sagebrush you see out in the desert. You know, tumbleweeds, that kind of stuff. So it's the two-tone. The Pro Elite will only come in these two colors for now. So we'll have the black on tan and the black on black. But these guns are the same in every other aspect.
Awesome. I just want to check on that. And then we had talked. You said there were some things about the magazines you want to talk about.
Correct. Yes, sir. So we've developed a relationship with Magpul. So we were using some other magazines from this point forward. Sometime early this year. You know, we're not exactly sure what date it's gonna start, but we're gonna start shipping all of our guns out with the prescribed number of magazines, but they're gonna be the Magpul. So for example, the Pro Elites, they're gonna ship with 3 of the 21 round monolithic sticks and 2 17 rounders. So that's 5 magazines out of the box from us that you're going to receive.
That was great, because one of the kind of worst things I think is when people go and they buy a firearm and it comes with like one mag, and then you know sometimes if you haven't done enough research, you find out that that great deal you got on the firearm is totally reversed by the fact that you have to buy $70 magazines.
Exactly. And then we're all consumers too. So nothing's more frustrating than I bought a new gun and maybe I have an optic, but now I got to buy X amount of magazines because I have at least 2 or 3 when I go to the range on my belt.
Sure.
And then of course I want to mount my optic right away. But what happens when the plate manufacturer is out of stock? And so now I wait 3 to 6 months for the plate. Until then, what am I to do? So we want the consumer to get everything they need from us right out of the box, and they don't have to call us. They don't need a third party, and they can just, mount their optic if they are, make sure it cures overnight, go to the range the next day and have a blast.
That's awesome, yeah. So, again, guys, so the pistol's not going to come with the optic, but you're going to have the 3 plates as well as the rear sight plate.
Yes, sir.
All included in the box. You're going to have 5 magazines. That is like a ready-to-go range package right
there. Exactly.
Awesome. Now, you also have these holsters sitting up here.
I do.
Let's talk about those.
Yes, sir. So we have partnerships with several brands. We have Dara, U.S. Duty Gear, Smith Concealment. We're introducing several new Level 3 holsters this year. So what we've got right here is the Safariland ALS Level 3. So they're spinning the machines up as we speak so that we can get these out and get them to the masses. I will caveat and say that these pistols here that I have in front of me have the larger safety wings. We're going to need to put the smaller safety wings on to accommodate all the variety of holsters. These large wings tend to bind up, so we're going to ship these with the smaller wings.
Okay.
And so if someone really wants the large wings, we'll accommodate that, but just be warned, it may not fit right away into these holsters. But this is your level 3, which meets a lot of requirements with law enforcement, military units. And then we also have the company KMFJ, who's making another level 3. So a click of a button releases all your retention, you're able to retrieve your pistol. So we're very happy, to have so many relationships with all the holster companies. They've been nothing but supportive and helping us get holsters designed for our platform out there.
And again, I think that's super important for the consumers out there because again, one of the things I know that we have experienced on our our commercial retail side is, someone goes out, they buy a pistol, and then there's nowhere to get a holster that fits that pistol. You end up, sometimes you end up with going to something like a UTG very general for the size, but those things never have the best retention. They're not very comfortable most of the time.
Exactly.
So it's great to know that you already got partners in the industry who are working to make holsters for the pistols.
Absolutely.
Guys, the guys here at OA Defense, they are consumers first. They know what the consumer is wanting because they are in this as well. They're competitors. So when you look at this gun and you look at the features for it, I think it's fair to say that, this is very duty and competition focused.
It is.
And, they're also people. And one of the things I want to touch on earlier, because I had a chance to visit with him when he's here, Forey Smith was here earlier, and there was a partnership, a collaboration that y'all are doing with him for kind of charitable work and kind of children hospital focused kind of work, and that there was a fantastic collaboration. And I really wanted to make sure to mention that because it's just one of those things where we're at SHOT Show, we're here about the product, but I don't want to forget that there's also people behind every company, and I think it's fantastic what y'all are doing for other people.
Oh, we love it. We love to be a part of it, and all of our values totally align: family, faith, and freedom. So, yeah, we're here for it.
That's awesome. Well, Nate, I definitely appreciate you taking the time
to
speak to me about the guns. And guys, again, we're here at OA Defense. We're going to keep it moving here as we move through SHOT Show 2025.
All right, now we're at the Streamlight booth. I have Brett. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely. I hear you have a whole bunch new.
We do. We have a lot of new products here at SHOT. We have several handheld lights, everyday carry type things, a couple new weapons lights in the handgun arena, and then some long gun lights as well.
Okay. Let's dive right on in.
Excellent. The first new light for us is the Nano 2. So smaller, more of a keychain style light. One quad A alkaline battery runs it. We offer some new colors in the Wedge XT. So we have the silver here at the show, several new colors in the full-size Wedge, and the red and lime green, purple.
Yep.
A lot of new colors there.
I like that orange.
Those have been great everyday carry lights. The full-size Wedge has the boost mode, so it goes up to 1,000 lumens. 500 lumens in the Wedge XTs, so it's set at the 500 lumen output. Both are USB-C rechargeable. So when the light kicks on, this one in the switch, this one on the face, will have a color to tell you what your status is of your battery. So green is good, red you want to recharge it, that kind of thing. So when you push that forward, just roll it forward, it's 350 lumens and then 1,000 lumen burst for up to a minute.
Nice.
And then it'll kick back to 350.
I feel like Jason would like these. He loves flashlights. I feel like he would love one of these.
That's a great pocket light, especially, if you need something smaller, you got the XT.
Yeah.
It's really tail cap switch, side switch, whatever you want to roll with. The next light that we have that's new is called the Mega Stream. So we make MicroStreams, MicroStream USB rechargeable, Macro Stream. This is the fourth light in that series. So this one has a rechargeable battery in it, USB-C port, so you can charge it in the light, or you can take the battery out, charge it. It has an indicator on the end for red for charging, green when it's fully charged.
And I noticed it's got a rubber gasket in there too. Does that mean it's waterproof or water resistant?
It is waterproof, yep.
Nice.
It's IPX7 waterproof. So it's 1,800 lumens.
Woo.
And 26,000 candela for a 2-hour runtime.
Oh,
so it's amazing the output of this light.
Dude, that is. Hold on, shine it back.
Yeah, that's why I put my hand in front of it. So
shine it back on the screen real quick, just to, that is seriously bright.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
Yeah, it's amazing the output of that. And then the battery is keyed, so that's when I started to take it apart. So when you dump the battery out, it USB-C, so you can plug it in, charge indicator on the end. It'll be red, green when it's fully charged. So again, you can charge it in the light or out of the light.
That literally a USB-C port on the battery. That is very cool.
Yeah, it just plugs right in. Simple and easy. And then it's keyed with a slot and a cutoff on the front face cap of it. So when you drop it in, the spring rotates the battery so it always shows up in the window.
Gotcha.
So you don't ever have to try and figure out how to drop it to get it to line up in the window.
That's clever.
It's automatically, magic fingers inside of there, is always going to line it up with the window. So you're literally charging right into the battery. So less failure points in the light. If you're charging it into the light and then the light runs to the battery, you have more things that can fail. So
that's fair.
Tremendous everyday carry light there. Moving on to some weapons lights, new in the series, TLR1 HLX. So major changes from the HL. It's gone to a totally ambidextrous push type switch rather than a rocker switch.
Yep.
It now has push and hold for momentary, tap it to lock it on.
Gotcha.
So it's totally ambidextrous, however you want to run it. The other major feature for this is you push the button, rotate the lever on this side, and the batteries go in through the front. So these are the SLB9 rechargeable battery again. So USB-C, plug it in, battery indicator on the end will be red, green when it's fully charged. Then you just drop them in, close the face cap, flip the lever, and it's good to go.
That takes the TLR1 HL up a notch for sure.
Well, it's definitely an upgrade to that. The other thing with this light is it will run 1,500 lumens on the SLB9 batteries and 1,000 lumens on regular CR123s. So you can get the cost savings of rechargeable and better performance out of the rechargeable. So definitely an upgrade with that. The TLR8 family, and I'm going to cover this as a whole family, all of the SKUs in the TLR8 have now become X's, and that's our notation that it'll take either battery type. So the SLB9 rechargeable or CR123.
Got it.
So those have upgraded, so the 8 became the 8X, takes either battery, same performance in it. We've added some models in the HLX with increased candela and increased lumens. So it's gone from 500 lumens to 1,000, 5,000 candela to 22,000 candela. So several models in there, including the subs, which are the small true subcompact lights. Those lights now are offered at 1,000 lumens in the small compact size with a rechargeable battery, the SLB9 battery.
I believe you said the TLR8s also was a total of 19 changes that they made?
Yeah, 19 total, I think, off the top of my head, because the updates are not only in the red laser, they're in green.
Got it.
So when you look at the sub, there's 4 models in the sub in red, 4 in green. So HLs in the sub, red and green. I mean, that's 8 models alone there. So on each side of the fence. So like I said, so those have been major upgrades. The next couple of lights that we have, they're additions into the family as well. This light is new. It's in our TLR rail mount family.
Yeah.
So we've had the style before. What we've done is made it an HL model, high lumen model, and upgraded the face cap again is upgraded. So this one cell unit is 1,000 lumens, 22,000 candela again. So a lot of the same upgrades we've had in the TLR7, which was the light only, TLR8's light laser. We now have the same thing rolling in the long gun lights to give you that high output. The other thing with the TLR and the other 2 that I'm going to cover in the ProTags, this comes as a complete unit. So when you buy it, it comes with the remote switch, the clip, zip ties, double face tape, everything that you need to mount it. So in our long gun packages, you're not getting home and then going, oh, I need a mounting plate. I didn't buy that piece that makes the switch stick onto the rail, whatever. So everything comes in there that you're going to need. In the ProTac line, we've added 2 lights. So this one is a high lumens. So what we had talked about before in the Mega Stream, this is the same thing. So you pull the shroud down, you have your connection right into an SLB50 rechargeable battery.
Yeah.
This one's 2,000 lumens, 85,000 candela for 2-hour runtime.
That's like blinding.
It is. It's incredible output. And then again, switch, clips, zip ties, everything to mount it.
Nice.
It also comes with an offset M-lock mount, so you can bring it in here tighter to the gun, move it into the 45-degree range with that. It has the jack cap, so it has the switch redundancy.
Yeah.
So it plugs in, and we still have the button to run the light here. So you can run it manually here, or you can run it from the remote switch on the top.
And that's nice. And that all comes in the box, too.
That all comes in it. Everything comes in it.
Very nice.
Yep. So we don't send you out, like I said, for accessories and components.
Which I appreciate, because then I just buy one thing.
Oh, nothing's more frustrating. You think, oh, I got to get home, and then you go, oh, I didn't know I needed those screws or that piece or plate or whatever. So this one is in the ProTac line as well. So this one, jack cap, same thing again, dual fuel. So it will run on 2 CR123s, or it'll run on the rechargeable SLB26 battery, 800 lumens and 105,000 candela. So this one is extremely long range, very tight beam pattern to it. So those have added in there. We still make the standard ProTac HLXs and some of that. So if somebody says, oh, I don't want that tight a beam pattern, we offer those models as well.
You're going to be seeing dots for like a couple of hours at least.
Yeah, well, and I'll light it on the wall here, but you can see it's incredibly tight.
Yeah.
As far as focus goes.
All right. And that's pretty much everything you have, right?
That's it. That's all the new stuff for this year.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Brett. And you have a great rest of your SHOT Show.
Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by.
All right, guys, here we are at Desert Tech. I've got Jeff with me here. Thanks for having us, man. And you got something new, so I want to know all about this.
Okay, so this is the Quattro 15 rifle. Everybody knows about the Quattro 15 receiver that we released a while back. We got a lot of requests for just a complete rifle for those who don't want to build their own. So this is the Quattro 15 rifle. This is actually a pistol, as you can see. Yep. We are offering both a rifle and a pistol in the Quattro 15. So this is an 11.5 pistol, and then there's a 16-inch rifle that's just like this, but you can imagine bigger, obviously. So the Quattro 15 rifle is going to come with our Quattro 15 lower and our Desert Tech upper and parts to go with it. So it's going to be a complete, ready-to-go rifle right out of the box. The Quattro 15 rifle uses our special magazine with capacity.
Great.
And
I love it.
Yeah. So so that's basically it. The Quattro rifle, just like the receiver, also can use the magazine well adapter, so you can stick a mag well adapter here and use other capacity magazines.
Yeah, capacity, that's the word today, guys. But yeah, so you can have your own adapter and put regular PMags in there, right?
Yeah, it'll run on regular mags as well, or you can use the good mags.
So the adapter for the lower, for a regular PMag, that's also available with you guys, right?
Yeah, you can get adapter to run standard magazines in this. And also, one other thing, want to make sure everybody knows, it is an ambi lower, so you've got mag release and bolt catch on both sides, so you can load the mag with either hand for those lefties out there.
That is so cool, and I know this is not a product, you're just kind of working on this, little prototype, something. Tell us about this little neat device that you have on there.
This is just a little prototype thing that we've been working on for those. It's just a little counting feature that...
How does it work?
Space magic.
All right, so we can't talk about that, but it's a secret squirrel, super highly classified, confidential, whatever you call it, technology here, guys. When you plug this thing in and you shoot this gun, it'll tell you how many rounds you've got left, which when you have the capacity...
When you have capacity, it comes up.
It's very important. So I love it, dude. It looks super neat. And very soon on the channel, guys, we'll be checking this lower out and see how it is. I'll try it with the Desert Tech mags, the capacity mags. But at the same time, your good old capacity mags that's for peasants out there.
Yeah, peasant mags.
Just like little things. But yeah, we'll play around with it. Super, super cool, man. Jeff, is this available right now?
So this is available for order right now on our website. You can also talk to some of our dealers, order it there as well. The pistol and the rifle are both available for order right now. We're going to start shipping them next month.
Next month, guys. Guys, check out Desert Tech. Jeff, thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it, man.
And of course, covering our SHOT Show Day 3 coverage over here at the YHM booth. First of all, Tom, thank you for having us, brother. Absolutely, man. So you guys are known for, wonderful cans, wonderful suppressors, and it being really, driven in the sense of hard use and being a great value for what you get. So take us through what you got new. Something big going on.
So yeah, we got something real big. So everybody's familiar with YHM. Everyone has a YHM favorite model, and
R9 for me.
R9, very popular model. We have pretty much everything covered. Last year we introduced Bad Larry, and that was the large bore suppressor. And this year we got something new. So right now we have a 12 gauge suppressor.
12 gauge for all those guys in a deer blind or a duck hunt somewhere in the water wading in it, and now you can shoot without waking up the whole flock. So
yeah, definitely hearing safe. For all the sportsmen out there, home defense shotgun. Whatever application you're looking for. But now shooting suppressed is shooting civilized and a lot more fun. And we have our modular YHM V12 shotgun.
Wow. So when you say modular, we're talking about we can take this apart, break it down to our needs?
Totally serviceable to clean, and also totally serviceable to adjust to different lengths. So it's, as you see, it's going to ship in a 12-inch configuration.
Okay.
And it'll have basically two 12-inch rods to assemble it, but available at local dealers and different your favorite online retailers. You'll have additional accessories available to configure it in a 6-inch configuration, an 8-inch configuration, or a 10-inch configuration.
Okay.
Obviously, the longer configuration will be more sound reduction.
Right.
The shorter configuration will be a little bit louder, obviously, but obviously a little bit lighter, a little bit more maneuverable. But it's still not going to interfere with any optic or bead sight or ghost ring or rifle sights you may have on the shotgun.
That's a big deal, because the first problem that you run into is whenever you suppress a shotgun, oh God, my sights are gone, I'm going to have to move over to a red dot. So you guys have pretty much solved that. That's awesome.
And the beauty of this is, with the optional accessories, we do have all the major brands of shotguns covered.
Okay.
As long as the shotgun has an interchangeable choke system, we're going to utilize those threads of the shotgun to put our mount on it, and then that mount can host the shotgun suppressor. And on the other end of the suppressor, the actual YHM choke that is in the tip of the suppressor here. It'll ship with an improved cylinder choke, and we do have full and modified available as well.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I mean, what are we talking about weight? Whoa.
Full configuration, it's just about 25 ounces. And, obviously, it's more than a pound, but when you mount it on a shotgun, it's noticeable because of the 12-inch added length. But, in our booth, we have, a 28-inch shotgun with this mounted on, and it's lightweight. It is maneuverable for out in the field and sporting plays and all that.
I could see this on maybe like a Genesis.
We have a Genesis shotgun out in our booth right now.
This is. I would. Sorry. You said 25 ounces.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like 25 ounces.
It's very well balanced.
Yes.
It's just economically, it's designed perfect for the sportsman.
Okay.
And all those applications.
And available now?
It'll be available soon. We expect to ship this late February or early March. So look for it on your dealer shelf very soon.
MSRP?
MSRP is going to be under $1,000. So everyone knows that YHM has friendly MSRP
Absolutely.
pricing. 100%. But I believe the MSRP is right now, it's going to be set at $959.
Wow. Modular. Lightweight, of course, 25 ounces, but still lightweight for a shotgun for what it's being used for. And you can break it down even down to its shortest configuration being 6 inches. This seems like something that you just have to add. You just have to. And that is awesome. And let me ask this question, because I feel like, can the end cap be taken off?
So the end cap can be taken off. Obviously, you are taking apart to make it a different length, and you are going to need to kind of take it apart to interchange the chokes.
So maybe, this might sound crazy, 2 of them together.
Well, 2 of them together, you would need a rod kit that we don't manufacture.
Okay.
But theoretically, anything's possible if people have the ingenuity and know how to do. But
the world's longest shotgun suppressor put together to be the world's quietest one.
Yeah, I think we already did that video on YouTube a few months ago. So.
Yeah. That's awesome, brother. And Tom, first of all, thank you for having us and showcasing everything, that is new right here. This is awesome, guys. This thing is modular, not heavy, and of course coming in at that price point that is very tolerable, and that's one of the things you guys are synonymously known for, especially along with durability, for sure. Absolutely. Tom, appreciate you for having us, brother. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm here at Victrix Armaments, and I have Anton with me. How's it going, sir?
Pleased to meet you.
Hope you're having a great show. So I know that Ryan and Kaya saw Victrix at the IWA show, and we saw you here at SHOT, so we wanted to come by and see what you had, some information about the company and your products.
Let me tell you, people don't really know Victrix Armaments. The company has been in existence for 50 years, but only 10 years at the SHOT Show.
actually falling under two different companies. So there was never an exposure of Victrix Armaments in the USA, and this will be the first time in 10 years. So we have basically three classes that we cover. We cover the professional side, we cover the sporting side, and then obviously our most popular is the small bore, which is 22 long range.
All right, so when you talk about the professional side, so this is like military police kind of designated purposes.
Military police, law enforcement, SWAT, it's even in the civilian market, it's extremely popular in the US. When you go to the sporting side, you're looking at the rimfire, center fire, and obviously ELR, extreme long range, which is also a big thing these days. So,
so a lot of precision shooting, things like bullseye and long range shooting, but a lot of very precise shooting for the competition side of things with the sporting.
You know, the biggest question I usually get from people is, which rifles sell? I sell them all. I don't really have a specific one that sells more.
Sure.
I would say the professional line is very popular, but coming to rimfire and center fire, you're looking at the small bores, which is a big hit these days. And then of course your ELR is, on a customer base, or depends on the client, of course.
So why don't we go over and take a look at kind of the wall you have over here for the professional line, and we can maybe talk about a few of the models you have over there.
Absolutely. I also just want to add, my company is 1110 Armory. It's literally the number 1110 Armory, and I'm the sole importer for Victrix Italy here in the US. I also want to say that all of these rifles are manufactured and put together under one roof in Italy, Milan. Very important.
That's awesome. So, obviously, Italian firearm manufacturing has a huge history behind it. I believe Beretta is the oldest continually operating fire manufacturer, so certainly a huge amount of history with fire manufacturing in Italy. Let's take a look at the professional line.
Sure.
So Anton, could you give us a little bit of detail about the professional line of rifles?
Absolutely. You basically have a few classes, which is the top of the line, and when I say the top of the line, I'm meaning in accessorization. You have to remember all the bolts are PVD coated. Most is bottling barrels, so you have only the top quality components to these rifles. You start at a V class, which is the top of the line. You have the T class and the X classes.
Right. And we can kind of see that here. So for instance, this Tormento V would be the top line you were talking about.
Yep.
This Gladio T would be kind of that center middle line.
Yep.
And then down here we have a Venus X. When you say, so this is about kind of customizability and adding accessories to them?
Absolutely, because the whole point of Victrix was to literally design a rifle which you don't have to build. Meaning, nothing on this rifle will have to be rebuilt. The barrel is perfect, the action is perfect, everything, the triggers, especially in the tube, in the professional side of the rifles, you have two-stage triggers, and that's important for law enforcement because it's dangerous. But other than that, best triggers, best barrels, best chassis. Just, I would say, basically in Italian, the Ferrari of rifles.
All right. So when we talk about how they're accessorized, so like these come as packages with the bipod, with the optic.
No, unfortunately, the rifles are always bare.
Okay.
If you're V class, you have a detachable carry handle, which is included. But in your T class and the X classes, it's not. Which you obviously have to purchase through our sister Rome company, Rome, which has all the accessories from scope mounts, bipods, chassis, you name it.
Gotcha. So I had wanted to clarify. So when we talk about the accessories, we're talking about like the capacity for accessories and the availability of accessories, as opposed to like them being package deals. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the rifles are put out for show to present as,
Well, this would be like how it's in use, right?
Absolutely. But the thing is, our price line of accessories and scope mounts, bipods is literally with some of the best out there, Sporo mount, etc. I think mine is better, but I'm just saying.
All right. So, I mean, certainly they definitely present an image of kind of a law enforcement or military use, but you said that, they're also popular here in the civilian market in the U.S.
Yep.
Why don't we check out something that's kind of designated for the sporting purpose when we go to the other side of the booth? All right, so over here on our sporting line, I see a lot of kind of chassis-built platforms. What can you tell us about your sporting line, sir?
Well, like I said, rimfire, centerfire is very popular these days. If you look at the Venus Pro small bore, that is probably the first rifle you can literally take out of the box and go do a professional competition with. I have a great success selling them. Then, of course, we have different new models on the market. You're looking at the Orb, which is a short action, which comes in a 6.5 Creedmoor, I would say 308 Winchester or 308 match. You have the Orb LA, which is long action, which is 338 Lapua or 300 Norma. Then I can present to you guys the targets. That would be the Target X and the Target V. These are brand new rifles on the market. The Target V basically has a carbon fiber chassis, extremely light, so your weight is literally in your barrel. Basically the Target X is a wooden stock, but also calibers 308 match, 6.5 Creedmoor, etc.
Awesome.
Yep.
So, again, this is really cool. So these are mostly intended for competition shooting, things like the, long range shooting or very precision shooting.
Yeah.
And, I think that these are some really gorgeous chassis that you have here. We've done a bolt gun series on the channel where we're shooting out to what's not really a super long range. We're shooting out to about, I think, 600 yards was the longest. But it's very interesting to see the capabilities of, different levels of rifle. So we took things from a very economical base up to, something that was the top package was worth around $15,000 in our little competition. And it's interesting to see how, the level of performance changed based off of the amount of money that was included in the package. Do you have an idea? So let's use, for instance, the Orbs. You have the short action and long action. Can you give us an idea of price range for MSRP, what we'd be looking at?
MSRP, I cannot give it to you right now because it's brand new. It just came out on 2025. But if I have to compare one which is similar, you're probably looking at about 6,200.
Okay, so which again may seem like a lot to some viewers, but when we're talking about the level of performance needed for professional competition, really is not an extreme number.
Well, I have to say this. One thing about my rifles, MSRP starts at 2,700 and literally go up to 13,800. So it's extremely fair. The point where you say, get a professional rifle, I see them all as professional because they are, each and every one is just as accurate. They shoot fantastic. You see, there's three things Victrix absolutely concentrate on. That is durability, quality, and precision. If you look at my 50 BMGs to my Shaytex, you have recoil that is so reduced that a child of 9 years old can shoot it. I know you don't believe me, and people want to shoot and try it. My range is always available.
Awesome. Well, Anton, I really appreciate you taking us through these options. Now, you said you had one more, which was small bore. We did mention small bore here with the Venus, but so we have another small bore line?
Well, you have about 6 different options. It's just barrel length, colors, but the actions and the barrels is all the same. The quality is all the same.
Awesome.
I don't have them here at the show to show you, but if you go to my website, Victrix Armaments, you would literally find all of the rifles, all of their specifications. They tell you everything, and even colors, barrel lengths, weight, you name it. All of these rifles are competition rated, so everything is literally there. You can call me to say this is what you need. I'll give you a price, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
Awesome. So guys, again, check out Victrix Armaments if you are looking to really push that competitive edge. I know that there's plenty of people who are always looking how to get more performance out of their firearm platform, or to really, push that competitive edge. And so it sounds like, this would be a great option that you can try to check out. Again, guys, we appreciate your time, and Anton, have a great show, man.
Thank you very, very much.
All right, guys. So day 3, part 1 is in the books for us.
Absolutely finito. And we've seen some pretty cool stuff, man. I mean, wait till you see the B&T stuff. I'm just letting you know.
All right, and I've been having fun hitting places that are not the main showroom floor, going over to Caesars, going downstairs.
Yes.
There's always these hidden away things because everybody wants to see the big names, but you know what? Some of the times, the most interesting things, they're smaller companies.
Absolutely. And we've just given it to you right now, man. Live and in color. Guys, we are out here. We are famished. We've got to get some lunch.
Got to get fuel in the system,
Absolutely, brother. Maybe one more Red Bull or a Mexican Coke. Thanks out to YHM. That's awesome. So there you are. Continue to watch our SHOT Show coverage. Of course, day 3, part 2 coming up. And of course, CF contest, because there's stuff.
Don't forget, check it out. You might have seen some things that will show up there later while we're walking around the floor.
Yeah. So there you guys go. Matt, let's do it.
Let's do it. Lunchtime.
Let's.